What's up guys? So today we're going to take a hands-on look at the brand new 4th generation Apple TV in a time when more and more people are replacing their cable with these set-top boxes, and there's more competition out there than ever from big companies like Google and Amazon with their Roku 4. I think the pressure is really on for Apple to compete and put out something really great. Thankfully, in a lot of ways, this is a really big update to the Apple TV. So let's take a look. So as you might have expected, the new Apple TV is the most powerful unit to date. It has an A8 chip and 2 gigabytes of RAM, and those beefier specs translate to a beefier size. It's about twice the thickness of the 3rd generation Apple TV. I don't think the bigger size really matters that much unless you travel a lot and bring your Apple TV with you, in which case I'd probably recommend the Google Chromecast over something like this. So the unit itself has 4 input as power, an Ethernet cable input. It has a USB-C type input, which as far as I can tell isn't used for anything right now. And it also has an HDMI 1.4 port. Now HDMI 1.4 can support 4K video up to 30 Hertz, but Apple has said that this Apple TV isn't going to be supporting 4K video at all. There could be a number of reasons for this. 4K video takes more processing power because there are more pixels. It also takes up more storage. There really isn't a set-top box right now that can play 4K video. The Roku 4 kind of does 4K video, but it's really just an upscaling, which a lot of 4K TVs already do their own internal upscaling, so it's not the same as playing back the actual content in full 4K. Obviously, we would have all liked to see 4K capabilities in this unit, but it's just not something we have yet in these set-top boxes. The competitors aren't doing it. If everyone else were doing 4K and Apple released this without it, I might be a little annoyed, but I'm just hoping we get it in the next generation. So the increased specs are nice, but the real game-changing features are the user interface and the brand new redesigned remote controller. The new remote control is a little bit bigger than the previous version, but it fits very nicely in the hand. I don't have any problem with the size. It throws out the old up, down, left, right model for menu navigation in favor of a new touchpad, which is a lot more intuitive. It makes menu navigation a lot easier. The controller itself has 6 buttons on it: a menu button, a play pause button. It has a TV button, which you can use just to navigate back to the TV home screen. It has a Siri button, and I'm gonna get into Siri in just a second. And it has volume up and down buttons, which is great. It means that you don't have to use a second TV controller to control the volume. So that brings us to the UI. If you've upgraded your iPhone or iPad to iOS 9, the UI is gonna seem very familiar to you. It's got the same branding, the same fonts, but other than that, it's the same layout as the previous UI, just a lot cleaner, a lot crisper, and that touchpad makes it a lot more intuitive and easier to navigate. The UI also gives a really cool kind of 3D parallax effect to all of the app icons. But the best new feature of the UI is Siri, because Siri is the best, most intuitive way to navigate through all your content. Right now, Siri has access to the content in iTunes, Netflix, Hulu, HBO, and Showtime, and you can give Siri commands about TV shows, movies, sports, and weather. This is a lot more useful than I anticipated it being. For instance, if you want to watch a TV show, say I want to watch Seinfeld. Well, in the old Apple TV, what I would do is I would turn it on, go to iTunes, go to the search menu in iTunes, type in Seinfeld, just using that up, down, left, right. If it doesn't have it in iTunes, I would move on to Netflix, do the same thing. If they don't have it in Netflix, I would move on to the next content platform and just check to see if any of them have Seinfeld. That's an annoying process, in part because your content is going to be spread out over iTunes, Netflix, Hulu, all of these different places. But with the new Apple TV, all you have to do is push down on the Siri button on your remote and say, "Watch Seinfeld." And it'll show you all of the places your content is available. For Seinfeld, it's just Hulu. It'll just bring up Hulu, you click it, and it takes you into the app. So it's a much better, much less frustrating experience. Another big new feature is the addition of an Apple TV App Store. This is something that I've wanted for a long time. I've wanted third parties to be able to bring me apps on the Apple TV. Right now, the App Store feels a little bit empty. In fact, I have less apps on my Apple TV now than I did with the previous generation. And there are also some pretty clear omissions, like Twitch and YouTube Gaming don't have apps on there, which I think is kind of a no-brainer. Also, you're not able to use Siri to search through apps in the App Store, which means you've got to go back to the same old system of typing in letters one by one using the remote. It doesn't make sense. Let me search using Siri. So one small feature that I really love is the addition of aerial screensavers. Now what these are really just cool aerial shots of things like San Francisco or like a river or the coast of what looks like Ireland. And a few times I've ended up just like sitting and watching them for a few minutes. They're pretty interesting and definitely not your typical screensaver. You can change your settings so that the Apple TV will automatically download new aerial shots like this and show you new ones over time. I really hope that they do continue to add more of these so that they don't become stale, because it's a cool feature. I like it a lot. So I think it's really important in a video review like this to point out the fact that the Apple TV technically doesn't do anything you can't do already with your laptop and an HDMI cable. You can connect your laptop to your TV and play all your movies that way. What the Apple TV is for is convenience. However, it does come at a high price. The base model is now $149. $149 for something you technically don't need. But I will say that the best feature of this new product is that Siri integration. You just tell it what to play and it plays it from all of those different sources. And it would be just as annoying to go through all of those different sites, Netflix, Hulu, iTunes, on your computer as it is on your Apple TV. That's the best feature. That's the selling point here. If you're like me, if you're the kind of person who watches a lot of content, a lot of TV shows and movies, this is the best place for it all to come together on your big screen. It's the best platform to enjoy all of that in a very convenient way. If you already have the Gen 3 Apple TV and you're considering upgrading, it may be worth waiting 6 months, a year to see what the third-party developers do, what kind of apps come out, because I do think the App Store feels a little bit light, and some of the apps that are there that could be cool, like Periscope, are lacking some key features like letting you sign into your own individual account. So you might want to consider waiting and seeing what the potential of that App Store really is, because that's one of the biggest new features of the upgrade. But guys, I want to hear what you think. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this new upgrade. Are you excited about it? Is it too pricey? And if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll keep you up to date with all sorts of new fun stuff. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time.